Hey everyone. Yeah, I wanted to do this while I'm waiting to clock in, but I have the the card right here for Extreme Rules, as you can tell, and a lot of people are doing the predictions and everything. Some, of course, are going to wait till after SmackDown to see if anything else is added. I know Jason Solomon did his predictions and pretty much said that he'll update them if anything comes up, and I might do the same too, or I might just try to guess of what they're going to do. But right now, I'm just going off of these 6 matches. You know, we might get one more match. Who knows? Maybe a match for the kickoff show. We'll see. But right now, it looks like we got 6 matches. And if there's one thing I think we can all tell with Triple H over these past 2 shows, it's the fact, and I think even SummerSlam to an extent, but mainly the past 2 shows, it's Clash of the Castle on this upcoming one. Well, it's not past yet, but basically what we can tell from his presence and with Raw and SmackDown is he's going the opposite direction of Vince. And because Vince and his crew apparently were about quantity over quality. That's what they were. More like, give them more matches and the fans will be happy no matter how long it makes the show run. Triple H is more like, let's give them quality over quantity. You know, and it's like, let's give them the matches that matter in the grand scheme of things right now, and not, just put things there for reasons and all that. So that's what he's doing here. And right now, 6 matches seem to be the place that seems to be the final decision that they're making. But again, they could add one more match. We're not entirely sure just yet, but they could add one more. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the matches go like this. The first match, prediction-wise, is Liv Morgan defending against Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. A lot of people are saying that, Ronda's going to win, that, Liv's had a good title reign. Some are surprised that she made it this far, but now pretty much the fairy tale has to end. The midnight hour has struck, and the glass slipper no longer fits. So, a lot of people go to Ronda, to win, but there are also a lot of people 50-50 going with Liv, because why would you put Liv in an Extreme Rules match with Ronda Rousey if it wasn't, your way, WWE's way, to find an out for Liv Morgan to keep the title, but also maintain Ronda as being strong. I can't think of any other reason besides that. So, again, it's a 50-50 toss-up. But if anything, I might be wrong about this, but I'm going to go with Ronda to win. The reason I'm going to go with Ronda, because even though Liv is showing some bite to her now, she's showing some aggression and all that, very extreme aggression, if you will. And, she's learning on the side, legitimately, I guess, from Matt Riddle and others. This kind of gives me the vibes of SummerSlam of several years ago when Ronda beat Alexa Bliss. That kind of gives me the vibes and all that. That this is around, it basically it's a feeling of deja vu is what it is. It's like Ronda is just gonna, take everything that Liv hands to her, and she's just gonna shrug it off. Like, obviously you're gonna get a moment where Liv's gonna try to go for a kendo stick shot to the side, and Ronda's just gonna grab it and break it in half, and that's gonna scare Liv, and and all that, or something. She's gonna do something to where she just hulks up, if you will, goes beast mode, and that's pretty much gonna spell the end for Ronda. I mean, we saw what happened, like I said, at SummerSlam. We saw what happened at the I think it was the Clash of Champions, the Night of Champions, the following month, where Ronda and Alexa had a little bit more of a competitive match, but when Alexa got a little too cocky, that's when Ronda woke up, went into beast mode, and pretty much ended Alexa's chances of winning. So again, I get those similar vibes here. So I'm gonna probably go with Ronda to win. I'm not ruling out Liv winning because again, there are different scenarios that could play in, but I'm gonna go with Ronda winning this because I just feel it's tailor-made for her to win. And also, if you're gonna do something similar to Survivor Series in the past, where it's gonna be different, but it's also gonna have some of what happened before, I could see Ronda being put into a champion versus champion scenario against Bayley or Bianca. I could see that. Speaking of Bianca and Bayley, but I am going to go Ronda on this one. But speaking of Bianca and Bayley, I'm going to go with Bianca. I know a lot of people are saying Bayley's going to win, and more than likely that's going to happen. But like I said, if they're planning to do anything identical to what they've done in the past, with just a few differences, that being the War Games and a few other matches, I'm gonna say this, that if they stay true to that tradition they've had over the past several years, where you have to have interpromotional champion versus champion matches to see who's the best. I have to go with Bianca winning this, because if you want a moneymaker for Survivor Series to advertise alongside War Games, then Ronda versus Bianca, champion versus champion, SmackDown versus Raw, if you're going to keep any resemblance of that to an extent, and any positive coming out of that to an extent, that's the match you go with. So I'm going to go with Bianca. And again, the reason I say that is mainly because of the fact that even with War Games and everything headlining the show, the two matches, I think Bianca is going to win. I think, if it's not, here's what I look at. If it's not Survivor Series that they do it at, then obviously they're going to do it probably at Day 1 or at WrestleMania if they can't get Becky and Ronda. Or they're going to do it at the Rumble. It's going to be one of those two. If it's not Survivor Series, it's either going to be Day 1 or the Rumble. That's what I look at. So I'm going with Bianca though, because again, if they want to get to Bianca, Ronda, this is the money match. This is the obvious direction you want to go in. Especially, like I say, if you're going to keep some tradition over the past Survivor Series of brand supremacy, as ridiculous as that is, intact to go along with War Games. This is, in my opinion, the best direction for them to go. I'm gonna go by these real quick because I gotta clock in for work. Edge versus Bálor, I quit. That's a toss-up. A lot of people are saying that Bálor will win because they're gonna find some nefarious reasons for him to win. I'm not denying that, especially if it's true that the current regime is behind Bálor to win. So, I'm not, like I said, I'm not against that or anything. I'm not against that totally. But Edge, he does have say in some of the outcomes. So, so I don't know. It's a toss-up here. So, I would assume Finn needs it, but we'll see what happens. To me, this is one of the toss-ups right there. So I can't say. But the Brawling Brutes against Imperium in a 6-man good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. If Gunther is going to retain against Sheamus on Friday on the season premiere of SmackDown, then I'm going to go with the Brawling Brutes. I think they need it more than anything. I'm not against Imperium winning, but I'm definitely sensing that if Sheamus doesn't win on Friday, then his team's going to win on Saturday. Then we got Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross in a strap match. This ought to be real good, really violent, probably on par with Sheamus and Gunther. I'm going to go with Karrion Kross to win because he needs a big win to really elevate him into that main event, undisputed WWE Championship Universal Contenders slot, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to go with Karrion Kross. Then we have Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins in the Fight Pit match. This is going to be violent. This is going to be hard hitting. Daniel Cormier is the referee. I'm going to go with Matt Riddle to win, but just barely. Just barely. And I expect the White Rabbit, the Fiend, to debut after that and target Rollins, as that'll be his first step to go after Reigns. So those are my predictions for Extreme Rules 2022 as of right now. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I got to get into work, guys, and I'll talk to y'all later.